This targeting shit, we got to talk about it.
Oh, my God.
Okay, hey, I think, and I got to call some games on Thursday night and listen to the whys and the hows from the NCAA and the rules and the refs and everything like that. Should intent not be considered whenever we're deciding to ban somebody from a game when they only get a certain amount of opportunities to play anyways in college football and potentially live out their entire dreams and lives? And if you lose one game, especially with how the world has been, you're fucked. You take out Skolsky in the middle of a game he's going to be a 10-year linebacker for Clemson, but he gets a national championship, he gets pulled out of there. This is the biggest moment in a lot of these people's lives. And because their head happened to run into somebody else's head in a game that is flying very quickly, they're banished from the rest of the game, suspended. And I did enjoy Reese saying, Reese Davis and Herbie, by the way, I thought did a good job on that game. It's great to hear them do their thing, and Molly McGrath absolutely crushed it as well. But like, just hearing them say they don't have to leave the field anymore, which is good. It's like, how was that ever a thing anyways? How is that Skolsky had to do the walk of shame past me in the national championship game, and obviously I don't think any of us could have known that COVID was going to come through and he was going to be able to play for another 4 years after that game. But it's one of those things where I think that's bullshit. And you literally, I mean, Coach JB, you know, of Netflix's
Last Chance U
fame. He's been on the show a couple times. You will see him on the show this season as well. Okay, he's an electrifying guy. He said the NCAA is the not caring assholes of America because they're fucking these kids. It's real. You suspend one of these kids from the game or anything like that when they only have a certain amount of opportunities, and if they lose, it's over for them. I think that's bullshit. Are you really looking out for them? Now, you can say it's health and safety because we want to eliminate the helmet-to-helmet stuff. It's like, can you not just have a little bit of intent? Last night, with the first one, running back obviously dips his head. By the way, running back should be trying to get low man there. Linebacker in the tackle box, meets him, he lowers his head. And by the way, with the plane adjustment, no, I forget what they described it as. When the head moves from like whatever the case. Plane?
That would make sense.
When the plane gets changed or adjusted or whatever, like how is the defense supposed to automatically account for that when they're already going in for a tackle and then you kick that guy out of the game? It's like, I don't understand it. I think there's a lot of people that are around the football world that are fed up with it and sick of it, because last night it was 4 guys got kicked out.
In the first half.
And it's like, yo, what are we even doing here? We're trying to get guys out of game because of football. I understand heads up football and let's change for the future and CTE and brain damage. We know a lot more now than we did then. But I think intent should be brought into play. If it's obvious that that person was trying to eliminate the other player, and that those hits do happen, people get frustrated, people get upset, people make bad decisions. I mean, there's a lot of that has happened throughout the history of football and currently happening in football. But some of these college kids are getting fucked out of playing, and in turn, their teams are getting fucked because their best players aren't able to play, and they're running hills in the morning at 6 a.m. They have no off season. Their life is being controlled by a coach, and because of a little bit of a sight adjustment, a plane adjustment from a running back who they're supposed to tackle, I don't like it. I think there's a lot of people fed up with it too. I think something's going to have to give there.
And the thing is, with a lot of these rules that we hate, there's no consistency. Like, you'll watch a lot of games this weekend. In one game it's targeting, in one game it's not targeting. So, like, if they could find a way to be consistent with it, and maybe the intent thing does
intent
help.
Would add a massive lack of consistency, I think, because it would depend upon
the referee.
And if it's a big time player, they'll be like, well, he wasn't intending, and the internet would be like, he definitely, look at his eyes, he was definitely looking to do that, so that adds it. But I just think there should be a way of having intent be involved and worded that it doesn't become something that, especially with the amount of gambling that's happening in all these games, where it's like, oh, that decision was made to eliminate that player for what reason, even though there was no intent. It adds another speculation in it. I guess that's why they feel as if it has to be a hard line, and some people call it, some people don't. But I'm fucking sick of watching it. And then the 10-minute
makes the games a lot longer.
The 10-minute, it's like, come on, dude. Like, what are we even doing here?
The frequency at which that, like, now every big hit, they'll throw the flag, they'll call targeting, and then go back, and whether or not they actually call it. But, like, it's getting called just so much more often. And to your point about guys getting screwed over, like, with how much we've seen it across the board, like, a lot of these guys are probably, like, blood, sweat, and tears 3-4 years. That, like, this is the 1 year they're getting the opportunity to start, and then boom, the first game of the season, you make a great play, and it's like, okay, well, you're actually going to have to sit out next week.
Excuse me. So sorry to interrupt. Hey! Did you know at the age of 30, your testosterone levels start dropping 1% per year? Wow! That means you're going to get fatter, more tired, and lose the strength that you once had. But no worries. Our friends at Roman have the perfect product for you, so you can get back to banging whites, banging humans, and living your best life. $15 off right now. GetRoman.com/USA. Back to the action. Hey!
Because your head, okay, which is about the same height as the person you're going against, okay? And you two are running 20 miles an hour, all right? Faster than a speeding ticket should be given in a school zone, some school zones you are running. And whenever they drop down to embrace contact, probably you're going to drop down because you don't want to run your chest into somebody's head, because then you're, probably going to get fucking deboed.
Yeah.
I just don't know. There's no understanding, it feels like, for the players at all. It feels like a lot of people making these rules potentially never played before. We understand that you can't be just flying around doing helmet-to-helmet football. Football has changed in an incredible fashion. I think the Heads Up football program has done a good job with that. And, I mean, there's always going to be some of those hits, though. Naturally, that's going to happen. I don't think people should be getting banned for those things. I think that's fucked up. We're not a college football show, so take this for whatever you want. We are mostly an NFL show, but whenever I got into college this past weekend, because it was electrifying with the environments being back, that was just a massive, like, what the fuck are we even doing? How is this a part of the game? Like, that's legit.
And the thing that I hate is they call it on running plays, too. Like, if it's a running play,
Hey, this is ground and pound.
Correct.
That's actually the title of this style of play. There's going to be some pounding when you're grinding it out. And sometimes there might be a little, Rydell on Rydell contact.
That's right.
and if you're wearing a cowboy collar or a neck roll, it's like, automatic targeting.
I got 3 texts last night. Automatic targeting. You're trying to use your head as a weapon. Okay, we saw it. Yeah, right here. We know what that is. We know what you're doing. Yeah, you're going to be banned before you even make a play around here. Don't even look at somebody's helmet. You're going to be out of here. 3 text messages, NFL guys, coaches, players, defense. Watch this play and tell me who initiated the targeting here. And it was clearly the running back who dipped his head. That was the first one. Clearly the running back dipped his head, which, by the way, you have to expect him to do that.
Right.
And then the defense, by the way, they're already down the guy's already down trying to tackle. It's like, what are we doing to the game here? Why are we trying to do this? Why are we trying to police it this much? It's like, maybe make it a 15-yarder. Okay, that's cool. But kicking a guy out of a game, maybe it's like a yellow card, red card thing. Maybe there is, like, you said earlier that people are saying maybe it's a technical foul type thing where if you get one, like, hey, if this happens again, you're going to be out of this whole thing. I just don't think the happenstance of the quick bam should fucking ruin an entire season for an entire team. I just don't think that's the case.
And it's college, it's a little different, but it's like what Brady was talking about this weekend about how the defense is basically just screwed because no matter what they do, if it's a big hit, they're going to end up getting repercussions for it, even if it is like one of these bang-bang plays like the run and play last night.
No,